our pledge and pause. Salute the flag. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for our pause. P. Positive attitude in all you do. A. Act responsibly in all situations. W. Work hard towards success. S. Show respect in self and others.
Now for our weekly awards. The silver spoon goes to a 5th grade class, Mrs. Kester's class. The golden shoe goes to a kindergarten through 1st grade class, Mr. Woodworth's class. The attendance panther goes to a 5th grade class, Mrs. Smith's class. The spirit stick goes to a 4th grade class, Mrs. Montague's class. And the Panther Paw winners are Braylee Martin and Chloe Parsons.
Good morning, Plano Elementary. I'm happy to be with you here for another great week of learning. We have a lot going on. It is Book Fair week, it is Muffins in the Morning week, and it's Fall Festival and Fall Parties week. So we just have a lot going on, and I'm just excited to get this week going. All right, we have one announcement about specials, and that is all library classes need to report to the gym today. All library classes report to the gym. Okay. We're fine. We're not going to switch. It's okay. All right. So to get us started this week, I want to talk about our Rule 9 from the Essential 55. In my opinion, this one is major. I cannot tell you the countless times I've had to take things away from students who forget to say thank you. They're always surprised at the beginning of the year at what happens when I hand out cookies at lunch or homework passes, and students forget to say thank you. I take the item back, and they honestly believe I am just joking and that I'm going to wait a few seconds and then give them a second try. It never happens. For this rule to work, you have to enforce it, and sometimes that is difficult. Once, a student along with 4 others won a set of books for having the highest score on a social studies test. The little girl was so excited that she was jumping up and down. Others in the class quickly pointed out that she forgot to say thank you, and I had to take the books away from her. It broke my heart, but once I went with the rule, I couldn't turn back. I had to remain consistent. The kids understood that and rarely complained when I took things away from them. They knew it was a rule, and I had stated explicitly the way it worked from day one. I recently talked with a 12th grade teacher at a local high school in North Carolina. She walked up to me and said she had been waiting to meet me for some time. She said she often gives treats or rewards to her seniors, and there was a group of boys in her class who always made a point to say thank you. She said one day she commented on how polite they were, and that they told her they had to be polite because their 5th grade teacher drilled it into them. She said one boy recalled how one day he had won a lollipop, but before he could put it in his mouth, Mr. Clark had taken it away because he hadn't said thank you. He said Mr. Clark then put the lollipop in his own mouth and, with a big grin, went back to teaching. That stuck in his mind, and he swore he would never forget to say thank you again. In my day-to-day life, I always try to make sure to thank whoever I am dealing with. The checkout clerk, the waitress, a person who holds the door for me, the friend who does a favor, or anyone who does something for me, no matter how major or minor. At my school in Harlem, the custodian occasionally mopped and cleaned our rooms during the night shift. I was always so pleasantly surprised when I walked into my freshly cleaned room, and I made a point to thank him several times for doing such good work. He always seemed surprised. I was thanking him for just doing his job. I could tell he appreciated it though, and I started to notice that my room was mopped and cleaned a lot more often. When I took the subway to work in New York City, Monday mornings meant I had to stand in a long line to get my week's worth of tokens. The token lady at my subway stop always looked like she had just swallowed a lemon, and I hated having to deal with her first thing every Monday. She never spoke to anyone. She just had that grimace on her face, took the money, and shoved the tokens toward the customers. Well, I was determined to get her to be nice to me. Each and every Monday morning, I said to her, "Good morning," with no response. I then ended with, "Thank you." And again, there would be no response. I kept at it, however, even though on the inside I just wanted to say, "Excuse me, are you aware that you are the rudest person on earth?" One day, after several weeks of this, when I said thank you, she replied, "You're welcome." I almost fell over. The next person in line approached the window to order, but I jumped back and said, "What did you say?" She looked shocked and she said, "You're welcome," and she smiled at me. From then on, my Monday morning subway experiences were pleasant. Well, as pleasant as a Monday morning subway experience can be. So I read that rule to you to remind you how easy it is to say thank you whenever someone does something nice to you, whether it's open a door for you, hand you a pencil, hand you a piece of paper. We should always return in kind by just saying thank you. It's a simple thing that can go a long way. All right, well, let's recap some of our questions of the week from last week when it was, and our question was, when do you feel the happiest? So, Nifa, read one of those for us.
So Piper Moore in 6th grade said, "When I pour my milk after the cereal and the cereal isn't too crunchy or too soft."
Oh, do you eat cereal? Do you like soggy or dry cereal?
None of that.
Neither? Yeah, I don't like it when cereal's all real soggy. So I get it, Piper. You gotta have just the right amount of milk so it's not too soggy and not too dry. I get it. How about another one?
Duncan Morphy said in 4th grade, "I feel happiest when I am on a roller coaster."
Roller coasters. Sometimes I like roller coasters until they get too extreme. Do you ride roller coasters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like them? No, not really. Okay, yeah. I sometimes I get a little scared on them. All right, what's the last one?
Chloe Popham in 3rd grade said, "I'm happiest when I see my 4 cats."
Wow, Chloe, I wonder what the names of your cats are. So she's happiest when she sees her cats. Do you have cats?
No, I hate them.
They give me allergy attacks. But some people really enjoy cats, like Chloe does. So I'm glad she has cats and they make her happy. All right, let's check out next week's question of the week, which is, if you could give every person in the world a gift, what would it be? So students that shared with you on your Google Classroom, answer that. I would love to hear your responses, and we might read some of them on the air. All right, that's it for our morning meeting. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we'll see you out and about.